This is why you need to be careful when hiking in unfamiliar woods. You don't want to end up taking refuge in a strange cabin like this guy. A hiker decided to go on a hike by himself, something he was not used to. The whole day was normal. Trees and bushes engulfed his surroundings. He enjoyed being outdoors in the mountains. Nothing seemed strange to him. That was until he started making his way back to his car. He figured an 8-hour hike was good enough. The sky was getting dark and he needed to get back fast. What was odd was how much he didn't recognize the trail on the way back. He began to panic. Night had already set in and all he had was a flashlight but no clue on how to get back. He knew it was to the point it was too late and too dangerous to keep wandering through the forest not knowing how far away his car was. He feared he would have no shelter to survive the night, but luckily enough he stumbled upon a broken-down cabin. It was dark and seemed like no one had used it in years, but he knew it was the only place he could rest until daylight. He knocked on the door but no one answered, so he let himself in where oddly enough he found a bed fitted for one person. In the center of the room, he knew if the owner came back, he knew he could explain himself. He was sure the owner wouldn't mind, or might be dead, so he went ahead and got himself comfortable in bed. As he tried to sleep, he couldn't ignore the collection of paintings around the room. Portraits of strange-looking people staring at him, each with a smile that sent chills up his spine. Not too long after his exhaustion from hiking got the best of him, he was able to ignore the paintings and fell asleep. The next morning he woke up and was shocked to see that all the paintings were missing. Instead, there were just windows in the places where the paintings were. What would you do if you could predict when someone will die? The boy in this next story could. Everyone loves the first day of school, right? New year, new classes, new friends. It's a day full of potential and hope, before all the dreary depressions of reality show up to ruin all the fun. I like the first day of school for a different reason though. You see, I have a sort of power that allows me to see some kind of aura around them. A colored outline with a color based on how long the person has to live. Most everyone I meet around my age has a green issue surrounding them. This indicates they have plenty of time to live. A fair amount of people I come across have a yellow-orangish tint, usually meaning a car crash or some other tragedy. Anything that takes someone before their time, as they say. The real fun though is when the auras venture into the red end of the spectrum. Every now and then I will see someone who is a walking stoplight. Those are the ones that get murdered or send themselves to the grave. It's such a rush to see them and know their time is numbered. With that in mind, I always get to class early to scout my classmates' fates. The first kid that walked in was basically radiating red as I was chuckling to myself, too damn bad man. But as people kept coming in, they all had the same intense red glow. I finally caught my rose-tinted reflection in the window, but I was too stunned to move. Our teacher entered the room and locked the door, his aura a sickening shade of green. You may think insanity is doing the same thing over and over expecting different results, but you are wrong. This is why. I entered the building on a bet. I was strapped for cash and didn't believe the stories about the hotel to begin with. So, $50 was more than enough to get me to do it. It was simple. Just reach the 45th floor and shine my flashlight from the window. The hotel was old and broken, including the elevator. So up the stairs I went. I felt a little tired the higher I went. But no ghosts, cannibals, or demons. Piece of cake. I can't tell you how happy I was when I neared the top. I joyfully counted them at each platform: 42, 43, 44, 44. I must have miscounted, so I kept counting. 44, one more flight, 44, then down 10 flights of stairs, 44, and so on, as long as I can remember. So really, insanity isn't knowing something repeatedly and expecting different results. It's knowing that the results will never ever change. It's realizing that each door leads to the same staircase and the same number. It's realizing you no longer fall asleep. It's not knowing if you have been running for days, weeks, or even years. It's when the sobbing slowly turns into chuckling.